So let me simplify how Australian immigration works. Number one is that you need to understand the type of visa that you're looking for. So Australian migration have different pathways. So it's like saying like going through different means to come into a particular location. So coming to Australia, if you want to study higher education, Australia have a mighty, beautiful, lovely, high quality education, and that is where we have to talk about the student visa. Although we know that the student visa has been crucified a lot, but let me tell you guys, because of the recent media rampant news on social media by different people, so many people have shied away from that, and there's massive decline with international students coming to study in Australia. That is a good pathway, especially if you're young. Even if you're going to do your PhD, is an opportunity for you. Number two is that Australia also have other visa pathways that have to do with skilled visa. Now, when we talk about the skilled visa pathway, the skilled visa pathway is like if you have an occupation and your occupation appears to be on the Australian occupation list, and maybe you're out of the 8 Australian states, they are looking for your occupation in the shortage list. What can you do? Simple. You have to now start the process. And of course, if you're more than 45, you do not qualify for this particular one. But however, that is another path that you can come through, and that will get you either a regional skilled visa or a permanent resident visa. Now, if you want to get this in some detail, go and contact GoWise Migration, because they're going to be able to help you to understand all the processes that you need to get before you start coming to Australia. Australia also have what we call the sponsorship visa pathway. When we talk about the sponsorship visa pathway, it's just as the name sounds, sponsorship. Yes, there is also a sponsorship visa pathway that leads to permanent residence, and that is where we have two kinds of visas. So I'm not going to mention the names and all of that because you might get confused, but to get detailed assessment of what I'm talking about, you can contact GoWise Migration. Number one thing I want to tell you is this: there's no assurance of getting a job, or maybe people giving you jobs, because sponsorship visa simply means even when you're sponsorship ready, because there's what to call sponsorship ready. You need to be sponsorship ready. So when you're sponsorship ready, you have to now start looking for jobs. You have to start, sending some cold emails and all of that. And these are some of the things that GoWise Migration can be able to actually teach you on how to do it. And most people, I can assure you, have gotten jobs through that particular means. So we have the partner visa. The partner visa, just as the name sounds, if you're married to an Australian citizen, or you're married, or you're coming from another country and you're married, or even on a student visa, you can come with your dependents. Now, let me clarify this here. Most people actually say this. I've seen this on other blogs. See, if you're coming to study in Australia and you're married, one of the things that will help you academically sound and be able to finish your program is one of the things that Australia would definitely want you to do. And one of the things that we see there is that Australia encourages families to stay together. All right. So, and that helps you mentally and helps you to finish your studies strongly. Now, another part of it is this: when it comes to also partner visa, there are also partner visas that have to do with when people get visas and they fall in love and they go back to their home country, maybe go back to Nigeria, go back to Kenya, go back to Sudan, go back to what they call it, Senegal and other African countries, and they want to go back to get married and all of that. When they get married, they still have to do this partner visa, and most people have benefited from that pathway as well. And the last visa I want to actually highlight is actually the visitors visa, because there's a lot of things that people talk about online about this particular visa, and they always tell you, oh, this particular visa, when you come, you can convert it and all of that. And I asked them how many people have succeeded to do that easily. Now, this is very technical, and that is why I'm boldly saying it here, that when you're coming to Australia and you're coming to visit, you have visa conditions and you have to stick to that visa condition. That is the reason why most likely you hear me tell you I don't think it's something that is 100% possible for you to convert your visitors visa to a permanent or to another visa easily, because most of the visas come with certain conditions. Nowadays, you don't even see visitors visa with conditions of even spending some certain time and even studying, because those things will be there. So that's why sometimes when we're talking, we don't talk out of the reason of maybe what people are saying. It's out of the fact that these are guidelines that you actually can read for yourself in the immigration website. I hope this makes sense to you. And if you want to know further, go to GoWise Migration and they'll guide you and teach you other things. And I hope this makes sense to you. Thank you so much.